The months have flown by and it's time for another wilderness canoe trip. The winter is over and spring is springing. Join me and Aaron as we take some time to explore the country in and around White Sand Lake in the Tobeatic Wilderness area in southwestern Nova Scotia for a spring canoe trip that won't soon be forgotten. Aaron and I woke up to a glorious sunrise Thursday morning. The water was still and calm and the view from the campsite was spectacular. Today was the day that we would be officially making our way back out to where the truck was. The turning point day is always bittersweet. It's great to think about seeing family again and getting back into the normal routine, but it's sad to realize your time away, immersed in the solitude and the wonders of creation, are almost over for another trip. That's a big rock. Oh, big rock. Let's go in around those big rocks.
Huh?
Let's go in around those big rocks.
Well,
You know me so well.
you ain't getting up.
Nope. I don't think you can anyway.
Yeah.
I just want excuse me. I just want to go in around them.
Makes you feel closer to nature.
I don't know what it makes me feel, but I like it.
Morning.
I'm not sure if it makes me feel that. We got up and got going pretty early. It was a beautiful start to the day. The sun was glistening off the water. Blue everywheres, barely a breeze. Little did we know, but this was the beginning of a pretty big day of traveling, and that wind wasn't going to stay down for very long. Yep, I see his blackhead. Another duck. Still cool. They'll be safe now that they're 10 feet up ahead. Cameron and I make fun of the ducks the whole way. Oh, smooth.
That's right, pearly.
Yeah. Smooth. Yeah, funny. Mr. Burley. Oh, that's a rock. Couldn't see that. There's another one right there left.
Yeah, I gotta go that way.
Wow.
Move on him! Paddle, boy, paddle! We're gonna be down in this. There you go. Good. Good, good, good.
Make up your mind. Paddle, 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 paddle. Man, they're hard to see. Whew. They are just covered with that green growth, whatever it is. There it is there. Let's get something there. Stick, I guess.
That's the shot. Hello, GoPro.
Hello. Welcome to the GoPro.
Welcome to the... Okay, after you.
Wait,
After you, my son.
You're gonna lead this time.
No, hell no. You do donuts, you know what I mean? Donuts! Oh. Get it.
Well, it's been a spectacular morning. We're heading out. We're at our first carry, 600 on White Sand Stream. It's a really good carry. It's really open, easy walking. It's really cool overnight. My thermometer said 1 degree this morning. No ice though, but it was I had a cooler night sleeping last night. Anyway, it's supposed to be beautiful today. It is beautiful. It warmed up. It was 8 or 9 degrees before we even left the campsite, shortly before 9. So we're planning to go all the way up to the Esker campsite on Six Lake Stream. That's what our plan is, but that's what we're endeavoring to do. We'll see how it goes. So we're also planning to paddle right up the end of the mouth of White Sand Stream, into Fifth Lake flowage. We tried to do that coming in, but we got caught in the wind and backed around, and we did part of the what's called the Bertland Carry in Andy Smith's book. If you know anything about that, paddling the Tobeatic. Good resource, outdated now, but still good. Anyway, he says in high water, which we're in right now, you can paddle right out without any carries or anything, but we'll see. We're not exactly whitewater fellas, and it's cool. It's one thing you get wet in the summer, but it's quite another when you get wet in April. So anyway, beautiful day. I probably rambled long enough, and I'm gonna keep on carrying.
Aaron and I noticed a camp as we were paddling along White Sand Stream, and we wanted to stop in and check it out. It's always fun to see people's little wilderness oases that they build out in the woods to get away from it all.
Oh, Canoe. You got her, baby. All's time. Because we're sick.
Preventative maintenance.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, that's a beat trail. Like the view from the deck. Aaron was looking around and noticed that old Mr. Bear was trying very hard to get in there, into this camp. Scratches all over the shingles. He tore the corner all up and all busted. Broke shingles. There's claw marks and stuff in the shingles. Scratches where you're scratching on it. Other broken chipped shingles where he's trying to get in. Oh, he's on this corner too. Look at the claw marks. Oh, you got this corner all torn out too, Aaron.
Yeah.
Mr. Bear wanted in. All right, this is super creative. Somebody has carved a bear into the end of this log at the camp. Really, really neat. Really cool.
After having a look at the camp, we got back on the water. As we paddled the upper portion of White Sand Stream, we were looking closely to see if the beginning of the stream would be paddleable. Historically, I've always had to carry around the first part of the stream into Fifth Lake flowage, but it seemed today that the water was very favorably high, and that we should be able to soar on through into Fifth Lake flowage easily. What a spectacular paddle!
Maple out in the middle of the water.
Yes, sir. Wowzers. Good. Neat. It is neat.
We're into this second pool here now. That was the first restriction. So far back it's flooded.
Yeah. Flying or like
Ducks way out, I just see them. Coming right for us. Geese.
one they didn't shit on us.
I'm hoping that was recording.
Yeah. Oh,
Fifth Lake flowage, flooded like crazy. It's a bit mind-boggling, really, because it looks nothing like the map, which takes me back to Andy's book, where he's before the days of GPS, or was before its prevalence. He says that it's very hard to navigate Fifth Lake flowage and Fifth Lake in general because it changes, it fluctuates so much with the water levels and the different seasons, and then it's also controlled for power. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but so it's
up and down
super high now. So all this is land or swamp land, I guess, on the map. Which
up and down with the gate.
Yes.
Power.
Yep. Up and down with the gate and power. So basically, this is an overflow of an already very big lake. It makes the lake even bigger. So we're going to where we camped the first 2 nights to have some lunch, is where we're heading. And we get early lunch, actually. It's only 11:30. Yeah. Beautiful day, and we've got less wind and waves here on Fifth Lake flowage than we did on White Sand Stream.
Won't be long though. Afternoon, she gets up.
Hey, little buddy. Hey. Where you going? Straight in the water. There he's in the water. See his head sticking up out of the water? Oh, it's a nice sunny spot. Looking out over the flowage towards Six Lake Stream. We're going to be heading real shortly. Lunch was good. He gets the thumbs up.
After stopping at our campsite where we stayed our first 2 nights of the trip to have some lunch and play with a snake on the shore, we hit the water to continue on our day. At this point, it really seemed like our day was going to be a short one, as the Esker campsite that we were planning to stay at was not far up Six Lake Stream. As soon as we left Fifth Lake Flowage and started up Sixth Lake Stream, we began to face the wind. No longer were the trees sheltering us from the breeze, and as the afternoon ticked on, the wind got stronger and stronger. No matter how many trips I make in the spring, I can't get used to the look of the high water. As we worked against the wind and the current up Six Lake Stream, we took shortcuts over flooded land, paddling over the tops of the bushes and laughing about how hardy the hardhacks must be to be fully submerged underwater, but still survive year-round to pull at travelers and wildlife alike venturing through the wilderness. Before long, the Esker campsite was in sight. It is a prominent feature of the land on Six Lake Stream. Unlike the other campsite that we were looking for on Six Lake Stream, which we couldn't find, you'd have to be blind while paddling not to notice the Esker sticking up out of the water and running east through the trees. We made our way through the flooded bushes and beached the canoe to have a look at where we planned to camp for the night. An esker is a gravel hill that runs through the forest and is prominent in this area of Nova Scotia. Typically, growth on top of the esker is sparse, and the eskers run relatively flat and straight, which make them great pathways through the woods. However, an esker on the water is high and it catches a lot of wind, and the wind was blowing. There was not a lot of great spots for me to pitch my tent, and even fewer trees close enough together for Aaron to string up his hammock. After looking for a suitable spot to set up camp, we decided it was best to keep moving before stopping for the night. Upon some discussion, we decided to head for 8th Lake, where Aaron and I had camped about 9 years ago. Surely we can find that campsite. So we were able to paddle right up through here and avoid this burnt land carry altogether. This is all flooded here. Sorry, this is an island where we camped. So we flooded, flooded Fifth Lake Flowage is flooded way up into here. This green swamp area, it's crazy the difference that high water makes. So anyway, we come up through here trying to find the campsite again, and we couldn't find it. Couldn't find the campsite. So when we got up this far, we decided to just change our plan again, and rather than go stay anywhere at 6, we tried the Esker campsite. Was too open and too windy, so we decided to go all the way up to 9th and then walk around to the truck. So that's our new plan. So carry up through 6, paddle up through 6, carry into 7th. We think there's a campsite on 8th that we're going to try to stay at, so up into 8th, all in one day. Wow, that was a big day. And the next day, the last morning, Saturday morning, we'll get up, we'll carry into 9th, paddle 9th, carry over to the road, walk all the way back around, get the truck, drive out, pick the canoe up, and the trip will be over.
not nearly enough of that. I love that. Man, they're big birds.
We began to tire as we continued up the stream to the carry into Six Lake. The wind continued to push against us. The current pushed against us. The flooded bushes tried to reach up and hold the canoe back. Despite all that, the stream narrowed into this beautiful channel, and we were sheltered by the trees from the wind once again. We found the little channel to the takeout for the carry to Six Lake.
Well, things haven't turned out exactly as planned. So the esker we were going to stay on had very little shelter, no place for Aaron's hammock.
Really windy.
And the wind was cutting across, so we carried on. Continued to look for the elusive campsite, which I don't think I ever stayed there now.
She's flooded.
I don't think I've ever stayed there. I'm starting to think that it was just a figment of my imagination that I stayed there. So we didn't get it, so here we are at Six Lake Carry. Six Lake Stream Carry. So we're carrying into Six Lake. So we had talked about changing things up and staying on 8th. So not only are we not going to 8th tomorrow, we're going to 8th today to stay on 8th.
We're going now.
For a couple of nights. So a little bit of bigger day. We'll get there, I think. Still quite early. It's only like 1:45. So, but we got a couple carries to do to get there and some paddling. So that's where we're at.
Supper on 8th.
Supper on 8th. Now here's the race. You're gonna see me catch and pass Aaron here like a race car, like NASCAR. What's that?
Somebody did come through here on the bike. And that leeward tire was still in the water. There is fresh digging.
Yeah.
The water was rolling on Six Lake. The wind was in our face, but a bit off to our left or the west. As we got into the lake, we began to have to navigate through side waves. We realized as we were paddling across the lake that we weren't sure exactly where the carry was to 7th Lake. We hadn't prepared to paddle around Six Lake on this trip, so I didn't do any research of the area really in preparation for it. After arguing in the wind for a few minutes of where the carry was, we went where Aaron remembered it being. He was right, of course, and I was wrong. But so was the map. The carry isn't where the map shows it, but it cuts east from the northernmost tip of Six Lake into the southwestern shore of 7th Lake. If we were keeping score, Aaron would be well ahead of me in points. The carry to 7th Lake is pretty open and not very long. However, after battling the wind on 6th Lake and paddling more of the lake than we needed to looking for the carry, we had grown very weary and the carry seemed very long. Camp is too far away.
It's not very big.
No. Not as big as Olexy and Stream.
Seventh Lake is a little narrow lake which is part of a chain of small lakes that are close together. The chain consists of 9th Lake, 8th Lake, 7th Lake, and 6th Lake, and it is a traditional way into the Tobeatic wilderness area. Years ago, access wasn't as easy as it is now with all the logging roads, so adventurers would come into Lake Jolly, make a long carry into 9th, and then a series of short carries and paddles to the bottom of 6th Lake, where you would carry into 6th Lake Stream. Our paddle on 7th Lake was short, and we decided to take the canoe up the stream rather than make the carry over to 8th Lake because of the high water. This proved to be a mistake. We made it through, but it wasn't easier than the short carry.
It's on the carry?
No, it's on the carry. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore today.
After striking out yet again in finding the campsite department, we decided to return to the carry on 8th Lake and make a campsite there if we could. The ground was quite rough, but there was new deadfall that had been cleaned up, which made it look promising. We decided that we would and needed to make it work, so we set to making up a campsite. I had my Italian sausage and pepper skillet for supper. This was the first time taking this meal out on the trail, and it was excellent, probably the best meal of my trip.
Well, this is 8th Lake. We went around most of the lake looking for the campsite, only to be confused as to whether we stayed on 7th or 8th before. And it was the end of a very long day and we were beat. So, we have formed our own little campsite. We arrived here quite late, 5:30-ish. It was a big day. There's Aaron. He's tired. I'm tired. It's been a large day for sure. So we're just kind of taking it easy. May or may not have a fire this evening, and just had supper. Finally, it's moving on towards 7, I believe, towards 7 o'clock, and that's what we're up to.
Well, it's day 7, Friday, if I calculate properly. And yesterday was a large day to kind of get here to our scrubby campsite, which wasn't really our plan, but that's all right. But we're not planning to move today. We're planning on a pretty easy day of relaxation. And there's a great big maple tree that had fallen across the carry, because we're basically on the carry between 8th and 7th. And somebody's been with a chainsaw and chopped it all up. So there's all kinds of cut maple. So we got a fire going. Here, I'll show you. We got a morning fire going. And I'm just gonna burn some maple, sit around the fire. It's supposed to be showers today. Anyway, that's what we got kind of planned for today. Is really not much of anything. And then tomorrow morning we're going to get up, pack up. It's supposed to just pour rain tomorrow. Pack up and we're going to paddle across 8th, carry into 9th and paddle 9th and lug all our gear up to the road. Then we're going to walk back to 6th where the truck is, grab the truck and drive up, grab our gear. That's our plan. So nice and sunny and black. It's going to be a weird weather day, I think. When I say weird, I mean rainy. We were tired from the long day on Thursday. We still had another full day in the woods, so it was a great day to take it easy and really just enjoy camping. Showers had been forecasted, so I just took it easy for the first part of the morning, enjoying the fire, some coffee, and a great breakfast. I made my sausage and stop it, Cameron! I made my sausage, egg, and hash brown scramble here this morning. Aaron's got one too, so we're gonna chow down on these and have some breakfast. As I got the peanut gallery back there. Say it louder. Surprisingly, the sun came out strong in the morning after breakfast, so I decided to go for an adventure. I started by traveling the 8th Lake Carry back to 7th Lake to have a look around. The carry is very open and easy to travel. You can basically see the water of the next lake from the beginning of the carry, so it's a pretty short jaunt through the woods. I had decided to bushwhack around 7th Lake to a point of land with pine trees on it that we saw the day before while we were paddling. Aaron and I were confused as to where the campsite was that we thought we were going to be staying at, so I wanted to see if I could find it on 7th Lake. I had to cross the little brook that we fought up with the canoe the afternoon before and the swampy section that surrounded that. I then proceeded to stomp through mostly thick bush and trees, looking for anything that would resemble a campsite. It was so twisted and gnarly, I don't think bears would stop here to camp, let alone people. Well, I bushwhacked over halfway down 7th Lake, which is a very small lake, looking for the campsite that we thought was here. We thought it was probably on the point where there's some pine trees, which is kind of, I'm just around the point here now, and no sign of the campsite. So again, elusive campsites. Now, in fairness, we didn't plan to come to this area, so I didn't do any research, because every time I do a trip I do some research to refresh my memory. It's been I think 8 years since Aaron and I stayed here in it's the first week of May. We stayed on either 7th or 8th, I don't know which. I'm very confused because we circled 8th and couldn't find anything that looked suitable. It didn't look like anything that was in my memory what the campsite was like. And here I am bushwhacking on 7th on a layover day, which is supposed to be rainy, which, as you can see, the sky is blue, hardly a cloud in the sky at the moment. So we're really soaking in the sun. It's still early in the morning. We must have been up really early this morning, but anyway, I'll have to, it's just, my mind is just racing trying to remember where that campsite was, where we stayed, because we stayed there. Aaron thinks maybe we stayed 2 nights, but he was convinced last evening that it was on 7th that we stayed. But either way, we can't find yet another campsite. But that's what happens when you kind of wing it and aren't prepared. My bushwhack was kind of swampy and a mixture of really thick hardhacks and some kind of open swampy sections. So anyway, I'm gonna just sit here on this rock for a few minutes. Like, there's a couple ducks out there swimming. I'm gonna watch them swim, feel the breeze and soak in the sun. Then I'm gonna bushwhack back to our campsite on 8th that we made. We'll call it Camp Scrubby. So we're having a bit of a last day feast here. So Aaron's got his bannock and bacon, which looks amazing, and some craft dinner as we're getting through some extra food stores. And I've got my backcountry shepherd's pie all ready to go. So it's a great meal. So it's going to be hard to top some of the meals I had so far this trip. Look at that. Potatoes, gravy, yummy. So it's ready to go. So, whoops. We're just putting the end on a relaxing day here by having a great big supper. Food time.
Food time.
It had been a very restful day. I got to go on a little walk, which always perks me up. We ate a ton of food, as we still had lots left in our packs. We nursed the fire all day long, burning that awesome maple tree that had been blocked up, and we were cleaning up the beginning of the carry at the same time. We sat lots, talked lots, and generally enjoyed every minute of our last full day in the woods on this trip. The evening was so calm and still, breathtakingly beautiful. I stood down by the water, watching the fish rise to the surface of the glassy lake at sunset. Backcountry tradition of having cake on the last night. Aaron's going to make some tea and we're going to chow down on some cake. Where do you want yours? Plate?
Oh, that's my baby.
That's hot. Let's not drink that yet. Hey! We survived another week so far.
It's good.
Oh. I think it's the best it's ever turned up. Cooked all the way through, sometimes just doughy section.
Did you have fresh baked cake in the woods? Heading home.
Heading home, baby.
8 o'clock in the morning.
Is it? I guess we're moving fast. We're up early. So.
Oh, you're up at 6:30.
Why not?
Hanging out.
Why not? Sleeping the day away. Look at that sun breaking through. All rain geared up.
Looking fine in a rain gear.
Yeah. We are sharp!
Shining.
Rest for success.
Sure, Bryce. And not come dead.
I can't believe the sun is shining.
Don't like Nova Scotia weather, you just wait 5 minutes.
It was the final morning of the trip. Heavy rain had been forecasted, so we decided to don our rain gear for the short trip out. We expected to be loading the truck within a few hours, but like usual on the last day, we were anxious to get out of the woods, so we were moving right along. Despite the forecast, the rain was holding off, making travel much more enjoyable.
Swampy. Deep swampy. Unexpected sunshine. Through the ninth lake. Morning, buddy.
Morning.
It's kind of a swampy little carry through a lot of oak. A number of swampy spots, but cool nonetheless. There's our destination right there, our final carry, right at the end of the lake, and we carry over to the road. And we'll walk back and get old Mr. Ford.
You haven't named that yet?
Hey, Fordy.
Lucky.
Lucky.
The weather was holding with overcast, and we quickly made our way across Ninth Lake, enjoying the scenery. Aaron and I had been to all of these lakes about 9 years earlier, but it was really fun to revisit them. Ninth Lake is very narrow, shaped almost like a dagger blade. It's another very small lake. On the other side of the lake, we discovered a white portage marker in an unexpected place, so we stopped to check it out.
Portage, but it's not in the right direction, so we think it goes to an old road, so we're gonna check it out. It's not the way we were planning to go. So if I'm right, this is very short, and we hit a old logging road that runs parallel with Ninth Lake. We'll see. And yeah, there's the road. We took this. Oh, there's a close-up of Aaron. See these boogers. There's the lake, so we're pretty close. This just runs parallel with 9th and then swings way out around 8th and 7th and then back to the main road. It connects down to our beach on 6th Lake where we put in where my truck is.
Well, it went to where we thought it went to, and Aaron and I had a long discussion about it, and it's the road that goes to Lake Jolly. So if I remember right from our conversation and from Andy's book, when you carry out of Lake Jolly, which we've never done before, you take the old road. So that road goes right into Lake Jolly eventually. But I can't get the truck up that road to get our gear. So we're going to our original planned, which wasn't planned, which is planned, which is what we're doing.
Yeah!
I'll have to take like
Camp rules!
Yeah, I'll have to take like 5 different map shots to show our change of plans for our trip. Anyway, the other carry is right in this corner of 9th. So we're going to be there in a second, and we're going to carry up to the main road and walk back to the truck, which I'm estimating is about 2 kilometers back to the truck. And I've got Fiberman stuck in my head. Fiberman, Fiberman. We should add the drum section to it. Fiberman, Fiberman. What a goof. Aaron, you should be more serious like me. And how did I see that tag from the other side of the lake, but I can't see it now we're in front of it?
Right.
On that pine tree?
Yeah.
Behind the branch?
Yeah.
Well, the paddling for another trip was over. All that was left was the walking. But there was still a lot of walking left. We left the water behind to stumble through the carry at the head of 9th Lake. This carry was poorly marked and not well used. There were also various trails, steep terrain, and generally it wasn't a real good time. We ended up getting off the main trail and following an alternate trail accidentally, but it was heading in the right direction, and we ended up at the road anyway where we wanted to be. This is my last farewell to Aaron. So we did decide, because the carry is so terrible, we went back to the first carry we stopped at, and we carried up the road, which runs parallel with 9th. It was much better walking. It was farther, but...
farther, but smarter.
Farther, but smarter. Work harder, not smarter.
That's right.
That's what we usually do. This time we decided to work smarter, not harder. Alright, so I'm walking back to the truck on the roads. Aaron's gonna shuffle stuff up and have a bit of a rest while I make tracks back to the Ford. Lucky the Ford.
Maybe if we're lucky, we'll see a deer. Lucky. Long, straight woods roads. I made it to the top of the hill as the directions that Aaron gave me, and then I followed the traffic, the directions that Aaron gave me, and I followed my GPS as well, because secretly I don't trust Aaron. I don't know why. He always seems to know the way. Doesn't matter where we are. He's never been there before. He knows the way. Anyway, and I'm usually wrong. Anyway, I'm motoring on to the truck here. My speed is good. Another thing I figured out how to do is use my GPS to track my speed. So I've been walking high 4 to as much as 6 kilometers an hour, which is pretty quick. I'm surprised actually. The GPS is tracking all this stuff, and I'm averaging 5 point something kilometers, I think, since I left Aaron in the backpack. Anyway, so I'm heading towards Six Lake now on that branch, so fairly shortly I should be at the truck. Now we turn off the trail most used for the final stretch down to where the truck is, and there's a carry right at the beginning from where the truck's parked into the lake. Must be 300-400 meters. Hey, we're almost there. I see the bumper sticking out. Well, that was a long walk around. That was farther than I thought it was, for sure. I would guess 3 to maybe even 4 kilometers. But anyway, we are motoring, and there she is. Oh, my old girl. Still looks half clean, too. Well, let's hope she fires up. Go meet up with Aaron back up at the head of 9th. Well, it's been a good week. The truck's all loaded. Yeah. It's supposed to pour rain today, and it hasn't. The sun has been poking in and out, but it is windy. We got the truck loaded up with the canoe and our gear, and we're heading back to Aaron's house.
Civilization.
Civilization for showers and some home-cooked meals, I guess. Although we've eaten pretty good. So we'll see you on the next adventure. Thanks for watching.